Hey everyone, welcome back. So we're going to make these really darling little earrings today. I'm using some Aqua Chalcedony pillow-shaped faceted beads. They're beautiful. They're about 8mm round. And the wire I'm using is 20 gauge soft round copper wire, and it does fit the hole in these beads. So the first thing you need to do if you're using beads is to make sure that your wire goes through them, or if it doesn't, then you need to figure out a different design for how to attach them. So I've got two pieces of copper wire, one for each earring. They're both cut to 12 inches long. They're 20 gauge round soft copper wire. So I'm just going to find the approximate middle of them, and with my metal plier, I'm just going to hang on to both of them and make a nice bend in both of them just to get them turned over. And so for the one earring, I'm going to bring the left side, the left wire, over the other one, and I'll cross them right here at that's about maybe ½ inch where they cross. And on this side, I'll take this wire and bring the right hand side over the left hand side. Same thing, just make a nice crisscross in them at about ½ inch right there where they cross to the top. And that's just for comfort, so that you have something you can hold on to. And because it is a little bit hard to hold on to it, I'm going to use my nylon jaw, and I'm just going to grab them really sturdy right there. I'll part these so that they are about 90 degree here, right? So if I look at them center, they're pretty evenly split, about 90 degree. It's not hugely important, just make it a little more even on you. Alright, so I'm going to make a twisted coil that's about 1¼ inch long to get this little loop, and I'll do that and count each one. So I'm going to just hold real tight here at the intersection and turn one complete rotation, get my wires spread out again, and turn 2, 3, I'm just going to try to stay consistent with how I keep them, 4, and I'm going to pinch right here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. 16 turns, and I kept these fairly decently at 90 degrees, and that makes my little twists fairly even. I'm just going to measure that, and that is 1¼ from this twist to this twist, not counting this loop. So I'll do the same. Because we cross them opposite, when I twist these two, they'll just naturally go in the opposite direction. So hold on real tight right here. I'll part these wires to about 90 degree angle. And the point, of that is up here at my loop. And then I'm just going to twist. This one's going in the opposite direction, so I'm actually going to switch my hands. I'll hold on to it this way. Okay, and I'm going to pinch real tight right here. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's a little loose, 11, 12, 13, 16. I'll just tap it. And now I'll just compare and make sure that I've got a fairly even count, and I do from coil to coil, not counting the loops. Okay? So now I'm going to take I'm going to get a dowel, and you can either get, a step plier like this, or you can get a wooden dowel, a pencil, something that's about 10 millimeter round. And I'm going to take my plier, this one is 8 millimeter round. I'm sorry, it's 10 millimeter round. This one is 10 millimeter round. And I'm just going to hold it in the center. I'm going to turn it so that this is vertical. All right, so like this, it's flush. And I'll turn this completely around the dowel. So it's kind of like these two are going to straddle this one. And then I'll turn this one this way towards the other one in between them. And those coils should meet just like that. Those twisties. Okay? So now we'll do this one. Just make sure to hold it in the center. My upper coil is going, over. This one is turned horizontal. And then I'm just going to turn these towards each other so that get it all the way down. I'm a little backwards in the camera here so that these two end coils meet each other. Just like that. That's pretty good. Just gonna look at them. Pretty similar. So down here now, I need one wire to go down so that it catches the bead. So if I'm holding these in this way, my little notch is going to the right, my little notch is going to the left. And the other two wires are pretty much straddled on them. Okay? So I'm going to take the one, and I'll just take this back wire, turn it down 90 degrees, so it's like a little lollipop there from the back. I'm going to take this front wire, and I will just come over the front here like this. Going to make a total loop to the inside here. I'll trim it short. Do a little squeeze. All I did was, take the one and did a complete 360 around here. Gonna bring it to the inside. Squeeze. I'm going to trim it off right there to the inside and lay it down. Okay? And then we'll get rid of that here shortly. Okay, so let's do it again on the other one. I'm going to take this so that I'm holding it so the flipper's to the right. I'm going to take the wire from the back and I'm going to turn it 90-degree down. Just like that. This is still straddling them. And if yours is too wide, you can pinch it right there. Probably do that if you're watching this ahead and make it a little easier for you to come around it. And then take the one that's in front of it, make sure that your coils are meeting, and just go a complete 360. Just flip it over itself like this. Give a little pinch right there. You're going to trim it off. So it's just enough to lay the end down in there. It's tight. Just work it carefully. Get a little bend on it. I'm going to trim it. I leave a little bit because it's tight wire, so it's a little easier for you to get a hold of it. And just bury it in there like that. Make sure that this wire comes down 90-degree from it. Just like that. Don't worry about the flipper for now. So we have two nice earring ends. And I keep these little guys on here until I hammer them so that end doesn't fall apart when I hammer. I'm going to pinch this one closed a little bit more like I did the other one. So if you're watching ahead before you come around and tie it off, pinch it like that. So it'll make this little loop a little easier for you to get. Okay, so now I'll go to my bench block. And I'm just going to hammer all of this. That's optional. Hammering's optional, right? Just lay it on my block. Give it a couple of taps up here at the bulky part just to settle it. And then I'm going to start hammering at the head and hammer here and hammer here. If this gets in your way, just bend it down. We're eventually going to cut this off. So let's just bend it down for now. Kind of a little bit like that just to get it out of your way while you hammer. I'll just use the end of this, turn my piece so that I can hammer it to my liking. That's pretty good. Sometimes it lifts the little bit that you fold it right there. It's okay if it does. You just get it and tap it back like this. Okay. Now get my other one. Do the same. Hold it on the block. Tap everything gently. Start at the head. Hammer that down until you're happy with it. Don't go overboard and, hammer too much because then you hammer right through the metal, right? You just want to get a nice hammer on it. Okay? So now I'll get those out of the way. The bead is going to feed onto here. And then you're going to bring, design wire from the bottom up. So right here, to end these two, now that everything is hammered, you're going to go around this neck a couple of times anyway. So you'll find where the front of them are right there. You just make a nice bend to the back. This wire you want to keep at a 90-degree to this bottom tip. It's okay. Just adjust it as you need. Just get around there as nice as you can. Just like that. Before you tighten it all the way up, get your cutters in there. Take the tip of that off. Only the tip. Don't cut any other wire. Just trim it out like that. Then you can tap these ends down. Okay? Nice and clean. If you feel it, you can take a little sandpaper or a file to it, which I'm going to do. Just to get the rough off of it. Then this side will be, I guess it actually doesn't matter because you're going to cover up that little bit anyway, so I usually just go to the opposite side. So here I'm going to look and see the wires are on, the bar comes down this way, the wires are on this side. So I'll just get them right here. Make a real tight, close bend. Take them all the way around. And before you smash them all down, get your cutter in there. Trim off that little bit of a tip right there. And then you can tap both of these down. That should be pretty clean. Sand it if you need to. So now you have a nice clean ring for both earrings. And we'll take the bead, slip on down here, get it all the way up there and, make sure that's sitting nice. Get underneath it. I like to use a plier that's, about a flat that's about 2 millimeter. You can also use your chain nose pliers and just get deeper into the tip, or even your round pliers. But make sure you're at the same distance. Grip it, bend it all the way over into the front of the bead like this. Hold on to it. Grip it down here at the back. Make sure the front can swing. Just make a nice elegant turn to the left. Clear the bead. Get below it and just close that little bit up. Pinch it nice and soft. Hold it again down here. Get to the side of it and just skirt the side of your bead. Come around to the front. I'm in the camera. And just lay down on top of your bead like that. Turn this a little bit if you need to give it some more cutie. Okay? So you're going to come 360 around this neck. This little wire here is going to want to go this way. So just put your finger right here. Try to get a nice close bend. So I'm holding that wire in place. It's a little tricky on the finger because it's a small bead. Just come all the way around the neck. Get a very controlled little pinch on it for tension. Just like that. Lay down on the bead like that. And now before we continue, do the other one. So from here you want to do them together so you can make nice earrings that are similar. So I'll feed the bead on. Get my plier underneath it. Going to turn this up all the way over the top. Going to grip the back of it here nice and steady. Last time I went to the left, so this time I'm going to the right. Nice elegant bend. Clear the bottom of your bead, and then pinch so that that lands right at the bottom of the bead there. And then take the wire. Let me switch hands here so that I can be in the camera. Just going to skirt the side of your bead. Come across it and lay across the top just like that. If you need to give this a little more pinch, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm laying nice across the top of my bead, and I'm going to make it, I'm holding this wire in place here, and I'm making a nice hairpin bend to the back. Stay on the body of your bead. Just take a nice controlled pinch right there. And now both of these are in the same spot. Okay? So now we'll come all the way back around to the front. We'll just continue this wrap. Hold on to this wire curve. You're not pulling, you're not pushing, you're just moving this bead to the front. Just like that. Laying it right over the other one. Give a nice squeeze so you have a nice line. That. I'll do this one. Same thing. Hold on to this curvy wire around the bead. Just make a nice controlled bend to the front. Nice little controlled squeeze for tension. Just like that. And you can go around a third time if you want to. It depends on, you know, if you want more design up that little neck or not. That looks pretty good. If you want to go around one more time, you can. Sometimes I like 3 of them. Otherwise, we can now make the curly up the frames. So we just came around the neck, and now we're going to come around the back, do a curl, and do that. Okay, so you can do whatever you want here, but I'll just get a long bend on this. Pass through the frame. The wire's getting short now, so just work carefully. I'm holding everything here at the neck. I'm just going to push a little, pull a little, and straighten my leading wire out. And right about halfway up this, I'm just going to make it turn, make a little curl. Okay. I'm going up the opposite side, like so. Here's this wire, so I'm going up the opposite side. So here's the wire on the bead. I'm going to go up this way. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Take a long bend. Come back through the front of my frame to the front of my frame. Pull a little, push a little. Don't let, you know, the neck get away from you. Straighten your leading wire. It'll help you out. And kind of try to make the turn at the same point. So try to get it similar. Right about there. About halfway. I like that. I could open this one up a little bit more. Swing it out. And you can use your pliers, your nylon jaw, or your flat ones. Help you tap that into shape. Bring it all the way around. Just make that loop look however you want. And flat against the frame. You've got plenty of wire there for curls, beads, whatever you want to stick in there, if you want to at all. So I'll make this one similar. Take a little tap right here. Bring it around to the back. Just get a nice curl on it. and now that wire's in position to do whatever you want. Okay, so look at them. That's pretty even. They're so cute. And in the case of these, I just, I cut this wire off right there and ended it with a curl, right? You can put a bead in there and go again if you want to for a different variation. But we'll just do this one for this one, for now. So I'm going to cut the excess wire off. I'm going to leave myself from here to here. It's maybe 3/4 of an inch, from the edge of the curl all the way to here. So just try to get them fairly even. And then get your round nose. And they don't have to be super similar either. Just close. Get your round nose on it. Use the pad of your finger. Hold all your beautiful curl right there. Get a nice grip on this end. Turn a nice little spiral till you think it's cute. If you munch the inside like I did, just snip that off. You can tighten it up there if you want to. Get your flat nose, your nylon jaws on it, and get some pressure squeezes right here. Make sure nothing is pokey. So cute. Then we'll do the other one. Get your round nose on the end of that. Make a nice turn inward. Compare it to the other one. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I might just nudge this up a little bit. Yep. And then I'm going to get my nylon jaw, tap all that flat, give some nice pressure. It's clean. These are darling. Okay, so cute. And now I'll just make little hooks and add them. Okay, so let's make some earring hooks for these little cuties. So taking the scraps that I cut off, just gonna trim the ends right there. You only need about 2 inches to make earring hooks. I'm gonna take my round nose plier, and the loop has to get over your hammered frame here. So just make sure that you make one that's big enough. I'm gonna use this dowel right here. So I'll turn my ends completely around my plier so that I get some nice big loops right here. Once I get those, I like to use about the 8mm, and I like to make, for these earrings, I like to make the neck short, the stem of the earring. So I'm going to put my loops right here, right on top of the bar, and then I'm going to come around, make them so that they slant a little bit. And that's pretty good. This is what I mean by short, so they're not very tall earring hooks, because these earrings already have some length. You can, you certainly can make this as tall as you want. So right here at the base of the earring, I'm just going to give a little back bend. I'll trim them out right here together. And then now I have a nice little pair of earring hooks. I'm going to hammer these, make them harder. So I'll lay them on my bench block here. I'm going to hold on to the end right here and just tap everything flat. I'm going to hammer the upper curve and then into the front forehead right here. I didn't hammer too much, just enough to harden that up a little bit. Now you want to definitely file these ends. So I'll do this other side. Just hold it down here. Give a few taps on the top and into the front forehead. Take a nail file to this. Make sure that there's no rough edges going through your ears or your customer's ears. So I file the bottom, but then I also get the edges. So it's nice and smooth. File the bottom. And then come through and get the edges, just like your nail file, just like you're filing your nails. Now use 800 grit. Now that the rough stuff is off, use 800 grit, or throw these into your tumbler and make them finer. So now we can add our beautiful earrings, right? Open these up to the side. Make sure you got your earring faced the right way. Hook them. Bend them back into place. Give a little pinch. So cute. This one. Make sure your earring is facing the right direction. And enjoy your gorgeous little earrings. Oh my God, I love them so much. So they'll be really fun all patinaed up. You can certainly add more decorative wire if you want more decorative wire. You can also add, little beads in here if you want those. Love it. Enjoy.